No one enters a relationship to break it off someday. For most people, when they are in a relationship, they long for the wedding day, not a day to break up. As relational beings that we are, we tend to seek affection, love, companionship, commitment, and security. All of these make sense, as it is God who created us and is also the one who established marriage and relationships, and it is His plan and desire for most of us to get married. Though getting married is not a piece of cake. Times of breakup are times of great pain and difficulty in singlehood. Breakups come with pain and more pain when the person you broke up with is good and you do not find fault in them. But God just seems not to be okay with the relationship and breaks you apart. You feel hurt considering that you risked your heart to fall in love with someone. You shared your life with them, you dreamed your dreams together, you bought gifts, made memories together, invested your time and energy into the relationship, and then it all fell apart. And now you're back to the same level you started from, in pursuit of marriage. But this time, it feels lonelier than when you started, and marriage does not seem forthcoming, because you have spent and lost a lot of things in the late relationship. When you are heartbroken, you might wonder if God is truly loving and compassionate because of the pain you are in. He is actually. It is because He loves and cares for your future. God says, all things are working for your good, meaning that whatever God does, trust in His ways, because He's the one that is in the front seat of life, not you. God sees all things, so He knows what you need and what you do not need. The truth of the matter is that irrespective of the pain and trouble we go through, the things we lost, God will remain God and none of His attributes will change. The suffering we go through does not change God from being good. One thing you should keep in mind is that God is all-knowing and He is not capable of making mistakes. Whatever He does is always for a reason. When He allows you to go through some tough and difficult season, there is a reason. It could be to build up your strength and prepare you for something greater. Likewise, when He lets you break up with a good person you are in love with, He has a good reason for that. The thought and the plans of God for your life are plans of good to prosper you, not to harm you but to give you hope and a beautiful future. Therefore, if God is the cause of your breakup, there is no need for you to sorrow, because there is hope that God has good and great plans for your life. One of the reasons why God will let you break up with a good person you love is that He is your Father and He knows your needs. This might be difficult to believe, and you probably question this, especially when your breakup is still fresh. Remember, God is omniscient, which means He has all knowledge including your needs, the needs of your partner, and what is good for you and what is not. So God knows what you need, and the best part is that He can provide it and is never too slow to provide it. He is always right on time. Never forget that your thoughts and God's thoughts are not on the same level, so the things you think you need might not be the things you need. God might reveal things about the things you thought you needed, so you can know whether you truly need them. Or He might show you how much more you need Him than anything, or anyone else, and how that having Him translate to having everything else. When your heart begins to doubt God's love and care for you, take time to think about how God feeds the unemployed birds of the air, how He grows the flowers of the field, and makes the beautiful, even though they will be cut off, trampled upon, or eaten in a matter of days or weeks. If God cares so much for the birds and flowers that are not of great value, how much more will God, your Heavenly Father, care and provide for you, His child that was brought with the blood of His precious Son? God is not wicked, and so when you ask Him for a wife, He will not give you a snake. When you ask for a husband, He will not give you a scorpion. Even when it looks like He has done you evil, He hasn't. He loves and knows what is best for you. All good things are within His reach, and He will give you the best. God provides through the breakup. I'm sure you are wondering how that is possible. Through breakups, God makes it clear that by whatever means or whatever reason, that relationship was not His plan for your marriage. The dating phase of a relationship should be to find clarity, to know if that is the right person to tie the knot with, not just the intimacy. This might not be easy at the moment, but if you value clarity in a relationship, then breakups will not be totally bad news. Trust God to provide you with the love, affection, companionship, security, and all that you need each day. If He lets you break up with a good person you love, then it means that it is not the person you need as a partner in marriage. He knows your needs and will bring your way to the right person for you at the right time. Another reason why God lets you break up with a good person you love is that relationship was not the right relationship. As humans, we sometimes go into a relationship because of our emotions, without consulting the Supreme Being to know if that relationship is the right one or not. You are so consumed by your emotions, and you thought this person is too good not to be the right person for you, until God lets you break up with the person. In a world where everyone is bombarded with numerous decisions to make, making decisions without the help of God can yield catastrophic results. Your relationship might have ended because you did not present your choice before God to know if that is the right person before jumping into the relationship because of your emotions. And now, God in His loving kindness lets you break up with that person to help you retrace your steps. In everything you do, including your relationship, put God first, and He will direct you and crown your efforts with success. If you never sought the Lord in the matter of being in a relationship with the good person God lets you break up with, then the end of that relationship means it has not been God's will for you to be in a relationship with that person. You both were never meant to be lifetime partners. God can also let you break up with a good person you love because He wants to expose a relationship idol in your life. A person becomes an idol when we love them more than God. When you choose to love someone more than God, He will often show you your mistake by allowing that idol to carry the weight of your deepest hopes. Whenever you put a false god to the test, it will always fail you, and that is why God lets you break up with the person. You must have seen little children play with toys of different shapes, trying to fix them onto holes. The triangular toy fits in the triangle hole, and a circular toy fits in the circular hole. The square toy fits in the square hole. In the same way, there is a hole in your heart that is a God-shaped hole. It is only God that can fit into such a hole. And if you try to fill that hole with a false god, it is too small and simply falls through that hole, rather than fitting properly and filling it. Sometimes the only way you will realize you have a false god in the shape of a relationship is when God lets that idol fail you by making you break up with them. God could let you break up with a good person you love to teach you that no human can fill your heart. You could have become so attached to someone, and you seem to love, esteem, and reverence them above God. That person might not be bad in themselves, but because you have given them a reverence that belongs to God alone, God will let you break up with such person. As we know, God is a jealous God and will not share His glory with anybody. He always wants and will take the place of God in your life. Always keep in mind that all this works together for your good. If you end up breaking up with someone you love, and God is the reason behind it, then it is for your good.